There's a moment in your journey that feels heavier than most. It's not the beginning you passed that long ago. It's not even the middle, because by now you've already done the inner work, let go of your past, shifted your mindset, and walked away from what doesn't serve you. It's the moment when you've done everything right and yet nothing is moving, the business isn't exploding, the money isn't flowing, the miracle hasn't arrived. You look up and wonder, why is it taking so long? You question yourself, what more do I need to do? And the quiet voice of self-doubt whispers, maybe it's just not meant for me. But what if I told you, this delay is not a denial, it's not rejection, it's preparation, it's protection, it's wealth in disguise. Because the version of you who wants it is not yet the version who can hold it. And life, the universe, God, whatever you believe in doesn't give you the blessing you ask for until you're a match for it. Not in theory, not in appearance, but in frequency, in energy, in emotional maturity. You don't receive abundance because you want it. You receive it because you've become the person who can carry it with power, peace, and purpose. This delay you're experiencing, it's shaping that person quietly, precisely, faithfully. Let me explain what this delay is really doing behind the scenes. It's teaching you to hold peace without external proof. It's stretching your belief beyond logic. It's strengthening your trust in timing, not outcomes. It's breaking down your identity with struggle, so you stop equating your value with your hustle. It's building a new foundation where money is no longer earned through exhaustion but received through alignment. Because here's the truth nobody talks about. If the money had come too soon, you would have sabotaged it. You would have spent it to impress people who never saw your worth. You would have stayed small so others wouldn't feel uncomfortable. You would have undercharged, overgave, and apologized for being successful. So the universe said, wait, not because you're being punished, but because it loves you too much to give you something you're not ready to carry fully. You weren't being ignored, you were being upgraded. And now, as you sit in this sacred pause, you have two choices. Get bitter and start shrinking again. Get still and start listening again, because this delay is asking you powerful questions. Can you believe in the money even when you can't see it? Can you stay faithful even when your circumstances haven't caught up yet? Can you stop trying to make it happen and start preparing like it already has? That's where the miracle begins. It starts when you wake up and decide to embody wealth emotionally, spiritually, energetically before it ever shows up physically. That's the test, that's the assignment, that's the divine intelligence of the delay. Because when you pass this part of the process, when you stop complaining and start becoming, when you shift your inner atmosphere so deeply that your soul feels wealthy even if your pockets don't, that's when the doors swing open. Suddenly, unexpectedly, effortlessly, not because you forced it, because you were finally ready, and the wealth you thought was delayed, it was never far, it was just waiting for the version of you who could handle it. So don't curse this delay, bless it, let it teach you, let it strengthen you. Let it strip away everything you've outgrown, because the moment you stop resenting the delay and start respecting the lesson, the breakthrough rushes in like a flood, and not just any wealth, but sustainable wealth, peaceful wealth, aligned wealth, the kind of money that doesn't just pay bills, it builds futures, it heals families. It creates freedom, so repeat this to yourself. This delay is not rejection. It's a divine reroute. I trust what's unfolding. I no longer beg for blessings. I prepare for them. I walk like it's already done. I am ready. I am open. I am aligned. And when your energy speaks that truth, the money, the miracle, the shift, it finds you. You keep telling yourself you're broke, that you're behind, that something must be wrong with you, that no matter how hard you try, it never seems to be enough. But what if I told you you're not broke, you're being built, not for survival but for overflow? See, the world has trained you to equate your worth with your wallet. It's taught you that if the money isn't there, you've failed. That if the balance is low, you must be doing something wrong. that your income is the scorecard for your identity, but none of that is true, because being broke is a label, but being built is a process. And right now, even though it feels like lack, you are in preparation for abundance. What you're walking through isn't punishment, it's positioning. This season of financial emptiness is not evidence that the universe has forgotten you. It's a sign that something deeper is being strengthened within you, something that can't be bought, only grown, because overflow doesn't begin in your bank account. It begins in your beliefs, and you can't walk in overflow while still thinking like someone who's unworthy of wealth. So what's really happening right now? You're not being broken down, you're being rewired. The grind, the waiting, the stretching, the silence, all of it is building a new emotional relationship between you and money, one that's no longer based on fear, hustle, and survival, but on alignment, ease, and peace. You see, broke is not just about money. Broke is the state of chasing things that don't align. It's overgiving while undercharging. It's staying in situations that drain you. It's spending from guilt and saving from fear. It's saying yes when your soul is screaming no. That's not wealth, that's self-abandonment, and the universe is calling you out of it, not to shame you but to shape you. Because to receive overflow, you must become someone who no longer tolerates the conditions that led to scarcity. That's what you're being built into right now. Someone who charges what you're worth without flinching. Someone who saves because you respect money, not because you're afraid to lose it. Someone who no longer explains why you deserve overflow. Someone who creates from purpose, not panic. Someone who stops apologizing for dreaming bigger. And yes, there will be tension. The in-between always hurts, because the version of you that survived in lack will try to resist the one being built for abundance. You'll have days where you question everything. You'll wonder if you're crazy for believing. You'll look at your bills and your bank and your broken expectations and feel like giving up, but don't, because overflow is closer than it looks. This isn't your breaking point, it's your birthing point. And everything you've walked through is going to make sense when you see what it prepared you to carry. You've been learning emotional wealth, how to sit in silence without spiraling, how to walk in confidence without proof, how to trust your value even when no one's clapping. You've been learning how to embody abundance, not just visualize it, and that's why your season of overflow will be sustainable, not just situational. You won't just get more, you'll know how to keep it, grow it, multiply it, use it to heal yourself and help others, because the old you wanted money to escape, but the new you is building overflow to expand. And there's a massive difference, so stop saying you're broke, start saying you're being built, start showing up like someone who's already aligned with more, not from ego but from clarity, not from desperation but from destiny. Speak this aloud with me: I am not behind, I am not broke, I am being built for overflow. I no longer measure my worth by numbers, I walk in purpose, I trust my timing, I welcome financial peace. My overflow is on its way and I am ready for it. Because the moment you stop identifying with lack, you stop attracting it, and what once felt far will suddenly feel inevitable, not because the universe changed, but because you did. You've probably asked this question 100 different ways. Where's the money? You've worked. You've prayed, you've visualized, you've surrendered, and still, the numbers don't add up. Still, your breakthrough hasn't come. Still, your hands feel empty. But what if you're looking at it the wrong way? What if the money isn't gone? What if it's just hidden, not lost, not denied, hidden for a divine purpose? You see, when something is hidden, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It means it's being protected, preserved, positioned, and in this case, God hid the money to build your faith, because the money you've been asking for, it's not the main blessing, it's the byproduct. The real blessing is what you become in the waiting. Faith isn't just believing that God exists. Faith is trusting He's still moving, even when you can't see how. Faith is believing in provision, even when your pockets are still empty. Faith is acting like it's already done, even when there's no proof. And that kind of faith, that can't be faked. It can't be downloaded from a podcast or copied from someone else. It has to be built through pressure, through pause, through the invisible in-between, and that's where you are right now. Not in lack, not in punishment, but in the sacred hallway between asking and receiving. The delay you're experiencing is not because you're unworthy. It's not because you're broken. It's because God is growing you into the person who can hold the miracle without being broken by it. Because let's be honest, if the money had come too soon, you might have given it away to people who only loved your generosity, not your heart. You might have used it to prove yourself instead of honor your path. You might have sabotaged it, spending from your wounds, not your wisdom. So God hid it, not to hurt you, but to humble you, to develop a deeper awareness within you, that who you become is more valuable than what you hold. Because if your bank account grows before your belief system does, you'll always live in fear of losing it, and fear is not fertile soil for abundance. That's why the blessing feels distant. That's why the miracle hasn't dropped yet. It's not punishment, it's preparation. God isn't just sending you money. He's training your capacity. He's building your spiritual muscles. He's teaching you how to carry joy even when the world gives you reasons to panic. Because once your faith gets stronger than your fear, once your peace stops depending on your balance sheet, once you walk into every room knowing that you are supported, no matter what the numbers say, that's when the floodgates open. That's when the provision pours in. That's when you stop chasing and start receiving, and not just enough to get by, but enough to build, enough to give, enough to change lives, including your own. This hidden season is your activation season. It's training you to speak like it's already yours, walk like it's already done, release what you've outgrown, trust what you can't trace, so stop searching for the money as if you're lost. You're not lost, you're led. The path is already written. The blessing is already stored. You don't need to chase it. You need to align with it. So how do you align? You start acting like someone who knows, I'm already provided for. I'm already supported. My source is not the job, the client, or the economy. It's something higher, something eternal. And when that becomes your baseline belief, not just in your words, but in your energy, the money finds you. Because now you've proven you can hold wealth without losing your soul. God didn't hide it to hurt you. He hid it so you could heal your mindset, heal your self-worth, heal your relationship with money. So when it comes, and it will, you don't just receive it. You rise with it. So today, shift your inner language. Stop asking, why hasn't it come yet? Start declaring, it's being built for me as I'm being built for it. I don't chase miracles. I become one. I am ready. I am worthy. I am aligned. And everything I need is already on its way. You are not broke. You're not being punished. You're not forgotten. You're just in the final stretch of your spiritual training. And when it's over, you've felt it your whole life, even if no one said it out loud. The tension, the struggle, the cycle. Money never flowed freely in your home. It was feared, fought over, or worshipped. It caused pain, arguments, shame. It came just long enough to give false hope, then disappeared again like a ghost haunting every generation before you. You saw your parents barely getting by. You watched dreams get downsized into survival. You grew up feeling like financial freedom was something for other people, but not anymore, because it ends with you. You are the first in your family to break the financial curse. Let that sink in. You are not just earning money, you are reversing energy. You are not just chasing goals, you are cutting chains. You are not just learning wealth, you are rewriting your bloodline's relationship with it. And that's not a small thing, that's a spiritual assignment. See, money has never just been about numbers. It's been about patterns, passed down beliefs, invisible rules, unspoken fears. Things like, money is hard to keep. We're just not lucky like that. People like us don't get ahead. Wanting more is greedy. We survive, we don't thrive. You didn't choose those beliefs, you inherited them, but just because you didn't start the pattern doesn't mean you can't end it, and that's exactly what you're doing. Every time you set a boundary around your value, you're breaking the curse. Every time you say no to settling, you're breaking the curse. Every time you invest in growth instead of instant gratification, you're breaking the curse. Every time you speak wealth over your life, even when the bills are screaming otherwise, you're breaking the curse. And yes, it's lonely because no one in your family taught you how to do this. You weren't raised with trust funds. You were raised with trauma around money, but trauma ends where truth begins. And the truth is, you are capable of abundance. You are worthy of overflow. You are safe to have more than enough. But first, you must stop shrinking to fit a family story that no longer matches your destiny, because your purpose is bigger than their comfort zones. And you were not born to repeat, you were born to rebuild. This calling isn't easy, but it's holy. And yes, there will be resistance. From within, who do I think I am? From family, you've changed. From culture, stay in your lane. From fear, what if you fail? But each time you choose faith over familiarity, each time you decide to become the first instead of just the next, you shift the future, not just yours, but everyone who comes after you, your children, your siblings, your friends, your community, because when one person in a family line heals the pattern, it ripples across generations. You are that person, so don't you dare give up now. Don't you dare go back to small thinking. Don't you dare pretend you're okay with just enough. You're not here to survive, you're here to shift legacies. And the money you haven't seen yet, it's not late. It's waiting for the moment you finally accept who you are becoming. So speak this out loud. I am the first in my family to break the financial curse. I walk in overflow. I build what they could only dream of. I am not afraid to have more. I am safe to receive. I am chosen to lead. The cycle ends with me. Because once you believe it, once you embody it, once you refuse to apologize for wanting better, the curse is broken, and in its place a new inheritance, one of peace, one of choice, one of overflow, one of legacy, and it all starts with you. Something is shifting right now in ways you cannot fully see. But you can feel it, can't you? The air feels different. Your intuition is louder. You're being nudged, called, stretched, and pulled into a new chapter. And even though your physical world might look the same, your energy has already changed, because what's coming next for you, it's not more of the same. It's not a slow trickle. It's not a leftover blessing. It's an overflow, a flood, a shift, a divine surge of abundance that's about to touch every area of your life, especially your finances. Your job now, prepare, because if you don't, you'll miss it. Not because it didn't come, but because you weren't emotionally, mentally, and spiritually ready to hold it. You keep asking for more money, more freedom, more ease, but the real question is, have you built the version of you who can actually receive and manage what you're asking for? Because here's the truth, God doesn't bless your desperation, He blesses your preparation, and what you prepare for, you permit. What you expect, you attract. So right now, not later, not when it happens, right now, you have to start becoming the person your future bank balance needs. Let's be real, if you still panic when bills show up, if you still feel guilty every time you invest in yourself, if you still believe having more means someone else has less, if you still think you need to hustle, grind, and earn love through performance, then you're not ready yet. But the good news, you can get ready today, because preparation is not about perfection. It's about positioning, and positioning is about habits, about thoughts, about energy, about embodiment. So ask yourself, do I speak like someone who's already wealthy? Do I walk like someone who trusts money is always finding me? Do I make decisions from abundance or from fear? Do I treat myself the way someone with financial peace would? Because here's what's really happening. You're not chasing money, you're becoming a magnet for it. That's the shift. That's the miracle. That's what makes this moment so sacred. Right now, the universe is aligning things behind the scenes that will blow your mind. Unexpected payments, debt cancellation, opportunities that pay double what you're used to, clients that come to you instead of you hunting them down, jobs you didn't apply for, Ideas that make more in a month than you used to make in a year. You won't just see your bank balance increase, you'll feel yourself worth explode, and when that happens, your old life won't fit anymore. Your old fears won't make sense. Your old limitations will feel like a dream you woke up from. But you have to prepare now. That means cleaning out emotional clutter. That means no longer entertaining conversations that carry scarcity. That means setting up the systems, the accounts, the boundaries, the team, the new standard. Because wealth without wisdom will ruin you, but wealth in the hands of the aligned, it elevates you, and that's what this moment is really about. You're not just receiving money, you're receiving an upgrade to your identity. You're about to step into a version of you that no longer begs, no longer shrinks, no longer plays small just to stay relatable. The version of you that says, because when you act like that, when you live like that, when you prepare like that, you'll look at your account one day soon and smile not from shock, but from certainty. You'll whisper to yourself, of course, I was built for this.